I'm back with the remaining part of your animal tissues. In the previous video, we had already studied about the epithelial tissue and we had also studied about the connective tissue. Now coming to the muscular tissue, we need to understand certain things. सबसे पहले चीज what we need to understand is what are muscles. The muscles are bringing about the movement in our body. M say muscles, M say movement. So depending upon whether they are under our control, whether they are not under our control, whether they are present outside, whether they are present inside our body, what is their shape, what are their functions, they have got different names and they have got different structure. So in this video, we are going to study about the muscular tissue. But before I proceed with the muscular tissue and the nervous tissue, let's do a small recap of what we studied about the epithelial tissue and also about the connective tissue. We had studied about the epithelial tissue, that there are different types of the epithelial tissue which are forming the boundary of the different organs depending upon their location and their function. They are squamous epithelial tissue, which is on the outside, which is on the boundary. Then there is stratified squamous epithelium, which is generally a multi-layered squamous epithelial tissue, which is giving us extra protection against injury, damage and wear and tear of our cells. Then there is columnar epithelium. Main function is absorption and secretion depending upon where they are located. They are located in the intestine, जहाँ पे absorption हो रही है चीज़ों की, secretion हो रही है. And then there is ciliated columnar epithelium where they are going to push the mucus ahead. So they are present generally in the respiratory tract. Now next is the cuboidal, cuboidal, kidney, that is where they are located and they are giving the mechanical support and strength to the kidney. And then we have the glandular epithelium. जिसका main function क्या है? Secretion, because it is formed with the help of the curving in of the cuboidal epithelium. Now we had also studied about the connective tissue. Connective tissue के cells जो हैं, they have a lot of space in between them and depending upon कि उनका matrix कैसा है, तो उनका structure और function vary करता है. If the matrix is solid and strong like the bone, then it will be very very strong. You cannot bend it. It is not flexible. But if it is fluid, first say fluid, it will flow. First say flow. So that is the best example is blood. जिसके different cells हैं like the RBCs, WBCs, platelets और जो उसका fluid matrix है उसको हम बोलते हैं plasma. Then we have got bone. Bone is very very strong and it is giving you the structure and support to your body. It is also giving protection to the internal delicate organs. Then we have the tendon. This is that connective tissue which is joining muscle to a bone. We have ligament which is keeping two bones together. And then we have the cartilage which are the softer bones. And then the adipose tissue or the fat tissue. Now finally coming to the muscular tissue, we need to remember कि कुछ ऐसे muscles हैं which are present outside our body. They are attached to the skeleton and they are known as the skeletal muscles also. और ये जो muscles हैं they are present outside, तो ये हमारी will के control के under हैं. For example, अगर मैंने snake देखा, I can always stop moving, है ना? मैं अपने legs को, arms को command दे सकती हूँ या मैं सोच सकती हूँ कि मैंने आगे नहीं चलना तो मैं आगे नहीं चलूँगी. So this is under my control. But क्या मैं अपने हार्ट को बोल सकती हूँ कि हाँ it should stop pumping? No, I cannot. It is not under my control. So ऐसे muscles which are not under my control उनको हम बोलते हैं involuntary. और ये सारे muscles अंदर होते हैं in. तो ऐसे याद रखो in वाले muscles क्या हैं? Involuntary. और जो बाहर muscles हैं which are attached to the skeleton, which are bringing about the movement, they are the voluntary muscles. और ये जो voluntary muscles हैं they are also known as the skeletal muscles. क्यों? क्योंकि they are attached to the skeleton of our body and they are bringing about the movement. ऐसे muscles की shape क्या है? अगर हम ध्यान से देखेंगे तो we will see that they are cylindrical, they are not branched and they have got these striations or bands. और ये जो bands हैं these are because of the presence of the proteins. ये वाले जो proteins हैं they can help the muscle to contract and relax. So these bands they are known as the striations. इसलिए ऐसे muscles को हम बोलते हैं striated muscles. So जो बाहर वाले muscles हैं, जो voluntary muscles हैं, जो हमारे skeleton को attached हैं, they are also known as skeletal muscles or striated muscles. और ये striated नाम कहाँ से आया? In striations से आया, which are the bands due to the proteins. अब जो अंदर वाले मसल्स हैं इनको हम जनरली टू टाइप्स में डिवाइड करते हैं. एक वो मसल्स हैं विच आर वेरी स्मूथ एंड दे आर प्रेजेंट इन दी फॉर एग्जांपल ऑर्गन्स लाइक द आइरिस ऑफ द आई और इन सब में यूट्रस में, तो दे आर दी स्मूथ मसल्स. नाउ दी स्मूथ मसल्स अगर आप ध्यान से देखो तो इनकी शेप जो है दैट इज लाइक अ स्पिंडल एंड दे हैव गॉट ओनली वन न्यूक्लियस. Difference between this and this is that these are multinucleated. This has got only one nucleus and they are like a spindle. अगर आप इसको ध्यान से देखते हो तो इसकी जो शेप है इज लाइक अ आई. तो ऐसे हम याद रखेंगे कि दिस इज प्रेजेंट इन द iris of the eye. So now we know one location of this smooth muscle. Now then we come to the cardiac muscles. Cardiac means heart. So the cardiac muscles are the heart muscles. And we also know that these heart muscles are helping the heart to contract and relax so that it can pump the blood. So they are very, very strong muscles. Just remember one thing, students, that these are the branched muscles and they are also uninucleated. Uninucleated means ones. So the difference between all these are that this is the striated muscle which is voluntary and it is under our control. जो बाकी के दो हैं ये क्योंकि अंदर हैं, they are not under our control, इनको हम बोलते हैं involuntary muscles. इनमें पहला वाला जो है that is smooth, it looks like a spindle and it is there in the iris of the eye. और जो दूसरा है that is the cardiac muscle, that is branched, very strong muscle, continuously contracting and relaxing, helping the heart to pump the blood to the various organs of the body. Now coming to the last is your nervous system. Just remember students that the nervous system जो है it is made up of nerves and these nerves are made up of the nerve cells. One single nerve cell is known as the neuron. This is the structure of the neuron. Now what is there in the neurons? You can see that this is a main cell body which is having the small branches which are known as the dendrites and then there is a nucleus. Inside there is cytoplasm. Now coming to the next is one long branch which is known as the axon, which is protected with the help of a sheath or a cover which is known as the myelin sheath. This is the end of the axon and it is here that it jumps into the next neuron. Why? Because impulses have to be conducted. It is like a signal. जैसे आप रिले रेस करते हो उसमें क्या है, जो आपका बेटन है that is being passed on from one student to another or one child to another child and this is how the race is completed same way. So as soon as there is some kind of a stimulus, your sense organs are sensing that, एक सिग्नल जाता है सीधा ब्रेन को और ब्रेन जो है उस चीज को एनालाइज करता है, वो एक और सिग्नल भेजता है. तो ये जो रास्ता है सिग्नल भेजने का to the brain and from the brain to the sense organs, this is what is known as the neuron or the nerve cell. Now just remember students कि ये nerve cells जो हैं ये मिलके क्या बनाते हैं, nerves. And nerves मिलके क्या बनाते हैं, nervous tissue. They're present in the spinal cord, they're present in the brain. And they are helping us to respond to various stimuli. मैंने स्नेह देखा, suddenly the sense organ like eyes, they will send the impulse to my brain कि what is this? So it will analyze, it will say danger and it will tell you to move back and that is how you will move back. So ये जो पूरा एक cycle है, ये जो पूरा एक system है, ये जो पूरा एक pathway है, this is made possible with the help of the nervous tissue which is composed of the nerve cells or the neurons. Now students, we have completed the animal tissues and that completes your chapter tissues for class 9. So just a small recap. Now there are 4 types of the animal tissues: epithelial, connective, muscular and nervous. This we have already revised, and the muscular tissue brings about the movement of the various organs. If it is outside, it is known as voluntary, otherwise it is known as involuntary. There are 3 types, that is the striated, the smooth and the cardiac. And then we have the neuron, which is a nerve cell which is making the nervous tissue, and it is made up of the dendrites, it is made up of the axon, and this completes your chapter. So students, stay tuned to me for the upcoming videos for remaining topics of your class 9. Thank you so much students.